Hi, Mr. Pickles. As you can see, I have no one to teach today, so it's all going to be on you.
Well, you're a great teacher and all, but really, you think I can learn about compounds? I don't know if I can learn about compounds.
Mr. Pickles, it's going to be real easy. All we have to do is just learn about compounds. Compounds involve atoms, which we have right here. We have this here is an oxygen, and we have 2 hydrogen. These are easy reactions to work with because everyone knows about H2O. Okay, Mr. Pickles. Now, we have to understand that oxygen is a gas normally. And so is hydrogen. Hydrogen is also a gas. So how in the world do 2 gases form a liquid?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Lewis. Doesn't Taco Bell give you gas and liquids?
Well, you definitely got me there, Mr. Pickles. Taco Bell does give me gas and sometimes liquids. Now, when hydrogen and oxygen come together, Mr. Pickles, it forms bonds. Now, bonds are things we can represent by these little springs here. We can take and we can put them in this one right here. Remember, this is oxygen. I'll put a bond here and here. And what will end up happening is we can form water out of 2 gases. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does that work? Well, Mr. Pickles, I'm going to tell you today how it works. It all involves a little bit of energy with electricity, and then it all needs is a spark, and kaboom, it comes right back to water. Are you ready to learn about that?
As the Kool-Aid Man says, oh yeah.
Alright, well here we go. Alright, Mr. Pickles, are you ready to do this? I got the electrolysis going, and remember, safety first.
In that small plastic container are 2 metal push pins, and they're inserted a distance that's between the positive and negative lead of the 9-volt battery. So you just insert them in there and make sure that they're that distance apart, and that should be fine. In the container is going to be some water that has baking soda mixed into it. The baking soda in the water allows electricity to flow between the 2 metal tips of the push pins, and so now you set them on the leads and the electricity can flow between the 2 push pins now, and so electricity is flowing through the water, and so that's enough energy to break apart the water, make it undergo a chemical reaction so that the H2O gets broken apart into H2 and O2. It's going to be hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, and both gases are going to flow up through the test tubes, and one of the gases is going to be in one test tube and the other one's going to be in the other one. How do you know which one's which? Well, if you take a look at the amount of gas in each test tube, there's going to be twice as much hydrogen gas as oxygen gas. So you can see in the right test tube you have twice as much hydrogen gas as oxygen gas. This is how experimenters first learn that the ratio of hydrogen atoms to oxygen atoms in water is 2 to 1. It's 2 to 1 ratio, thus H2O.
Well, we're back, Mr. Pickles. We got our electrolysis going, and now we get to see some of the fruit of our labors, meaning that we took water, we made oxygen and hydrogen, and now it's time to see if we can get these right here to bond again and make this. Now, I think you're going to be surprised. This is going to be a fun experiment.
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Well, Mr. Pickles, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, we're talking 11.
Can I hide behind you?
Sure you can, Mr. Pickles. I would never do anything to harm you. Well, Mr. Pickles, I don't know about you, but I sure had a blast today.
That lesson was the bomb diggity.
Tune in next time when Mr. Lewis talks about where baby dill pickles come from.
Baby dill pickles come from where? Oh my!